Spinal cord stimulation comprises of a number of different components. There are the wires, or what we call leads, that go into the body. There is also a battery or an implanted pulse generator and a remote control to operate the stimulator.
Spinal cord stimulation refers to the use of electrical stimulation of an electrode that is typically placed in the epidural space of the spinal column and is connected to a wire or electrode that goes to a small pulse generator that contains a battery. And the purpose of that is to deliver a signal to alter the natural flowing electrical activity of the spinal cord. So a common use of this is to block pain signals that are going up the spinal cord, and if you can then place an electrode above where they're being generated, you can actually interfere with the ability of that pain signal to go further and therefore get to the brain, and therefore you get a reduction in pain. So it's a technique that can be used for reduction in pain, and it's very specific. It's very related to chronic neuropathic pain. And by neuropathic, we are referring to a particular type of nerve pain. So it doesn't treat all pain, but it treats nerve pain.
There's a trial period where some small leads are advanced into the epidural space. It's a bit like an epidural that a woman has for labour, but instead of injecting a local anaesthetic, there's a small current that's delivered to the back of the spinal cord. That way we can try the therapy for around 7 days to see if it's going to be effective for a patient. And if we decide that they've received a significant improvement in pain and functional capacity, we can then implant a permanent device.
The implant is the only implanted device that you can actually trial. The trial phase is incredibly important to the patients, it's important to the physicians.
I guess the clincher for me was I had to give a lecture during that period, and in the lead up to the trial, I had extreme sensitivity to touch in my left hand, and at the end of a 50-minute lecture, I realised that I'd been holding the microphone in that really sensitive, painful hand for 50 minutes unbroken without having any discomfort or pain in that. So to me, that was really an indicator as to what a substantial difference the stimulator was making.